Hey guys, welcome to Cyborg Kitty. In this video, we are going to talk about writing up a function called the Chunky Monkey assignment in JavaScript algorithms. So basically what this assignment expects us to do is write up a function in JavaScript which is going to take the first input as an array and the second input as a number, and then breaks this array down into the second argument sized arrays and then insert them all in one big two-dimensional array. Like for example, if you take a look at this array, what the result they wanted is, depending on second variable, which is going to be the length of our subarrays, they wanted us to return one big array with the length, each length of the subarray being equal to the size. And if, let's say, if it is an odd length out, they just want us to return whatever is left out after we do the breakdown as per the second argument. So in this instance, if you're breaking four arguments, four array elements, two sized arrays, we get two arrays each. They're all nested in one resulting array, which is a two-dimensional array essentially. A lot of arrays. All right, so let's get this done. So initially what we're gonna need is one variable that is I'm gonna call it position. So what this does is this checks the position or where we are at any point of the loop while we are breaking the array into pieces as per the second variable that's given, sorry, second argument that's given. And the next thing is going to be result, which is going to be an empty array, which is of course going to be a result depending on what we do here. Okay, so what I want to use to do this is a while loop. The way while loop works is, of course, you write while and then do some check. So as long as the check turns true, the variable keeps working out here. I'm just going to take that out. Okay, so what is going to be our comparison statement here? Like, what do you want to check to keep running that while loop? So what we want to do is check if the current position where we are breaking it down is greater than the array length. Oh, my bad. Is less than the array length. So as long as the current position is below array's length, we know we are still somewhere in the array itself, which means there are more elements left for us to break down. So just keep going. If it's not the case, somehow you hit the end point, at which point your position will never be less than the array's length itself, you're good because the loop won't work anymore and you are out of there returning your result. So let's just write that down. Return result. Perfect. So we are checking it right, but then the next question comes in is the position value does have to change in the loop by the end of it. If not, this will run forever because 0 will always be less than the array's length itself as long as the array has some kind of element in it. So in order to satisfy that part of the loop, what we do is we increment the loop by size. So what this does is we know for sure that when we start in the beginning of the array, we know we are starting at 0 as a starting point. But then when we take two elements out, as per the size, all we are doing is we're actually jumping two positions ahead. So that will be 0 plus 2. So we are at the position 2 at that point. So that's all this statement does, is make sure we are incrementing the position value to where we are starting the subsection of the array again. Perfect. So next thing we got to check out is how do we do the subsectioning of the array itself. In order to do that, I use slice method. Like I explained in my previous videos, the way slice method works is slice method takes the first input as the starting point. In this case, it's going to be the position, and the second input as the ending point. It's going to be the position plus size. One more thing is the slice function goes up to the endpoint but does not include the endpoint. So if you're looking at the first case, let's just take this, and we started with position 0. So initially, it's going to go and slice 0, 0 plus 2, which is going to be 2. So what it does is it takes one 2, sorry, 0, 1. It sees 2 but doesn't include 2. It's going to stop right here. So now you have two elements that are sliced out of the array. And now all you have to do is somehow add these elements as an array and push it into the result array that we want to return at the end of our function. In order to do that, you're just going to take the array that we want as a result, that is a result array, and then use the push method. As the name suggests, push method, all it does is it just pushes the array element at the end of the array. So whatever values in here just gets pushed into this array at the end. So it just gets attached to it at the end. That's all. So logic is safe. It pretty much works until we are inside and we still have elements left in the array. As long as we hit the end or more than the end, it just stops. One more weird case I want to cover is what happens if there were like odd number or numbers that's not cannot be evenly broken. Sorry, my bad, evenly broken with this number. What happens here is slice function sees, okay, in this particular case, it starts with position 4, and then here you would have 4 plus 2, which is 6, and be like, hey, I don't see anything in the 6th position here. Area only has 5 positions. What it does, it pretty much stops at the as soon as it hits the end of the array, and then returns that value. So for example, let's take that out. And if you run this, you would see you actually go to evenly broken arrays, right? So let's just, oh, can I add it? All right, let's just add it here and run it again. Now you would see that you got this extra array because slice function sees that, okay, whatever the second point that they wanted as endpoint is definitely longer than the array itself, so it just returns whatever is left out of that array back to the result and pushes it in the result array. So that's it, guys. That's pretty much about how to slice an array and push it into making a two-dimensional array and how a while loop works and checks for condition, things like that. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do hit that like button. If you have more suggestions or requests on other videos you want me to make, please do comment on my video. And yeah, if you want to see more of it, do subscribe to my channel, Cyborg Kitty. I'll see you on my next video and thanks for watching. Have fun coding, guys. Bye.